Which famous West African ruler was known for his Hajj pilgrimage and wealth? Mansa Musa. Which unusual metal melts easily when held in your hand? Gallium. A geometric shape that has 12 straight sides is called a dodecagon. The famous mountaintop city of Machu Picchu was built by which South American empire? The Inca. The idea that continents slowly move across the Earth's surface was proposed by whom? Alfred Wegener. What is considered the least common type of blood group? AB negative. The instructions for how a living organism is built are stored in which molecule? DNA. This famous scientist was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize for her work on radioactivity. Who is she? Marie Curie. What is the name of the oldest and deepest lake on Earth located in Siberia? Lake Baikal. Which U.S. president died just 31 days after taking office? William Henry Harrison. Which planet spins so slowly that its day is longer than its year? Venus. The popular novel 100 Years of Solitude was written by which author? Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Abyssinia is the historical name for which modern-day African country? Ethiopia. Which large organ in the body helps clean the blood and produce bile? The liver. The idea that you cannot know both the exact position and speed of a particle at the same time is called the uncertainty principle, proposed by Werner Heisenberg. Which metal is one of the densest and hardest known naturally occurring elements? Osmium. Which famous Greek thinker was the personal tutor to Alexander the Great? Aristotle. In what year did the citizens of East and West Berlin begin tearing down the Berlin Wall? 1989.
The largest and strongest bone in the human body is the thigh bone, also known as the femur.
Which element is often used in light bulb filaments because it resists melting at very high temperatures? Tungsten. The main government city of Kazakhstan is currently named Astana. Which famous classical composer wrote the well-known opera The Marriage of Figaro? Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. What is the name for an animal whose diet includes both animals and plants? Omnivore. The deepest known spot in the entire world's oceans is called the Challenger Deep. Who accidentally discovered the first widely used antibiotic, penicillin, in 1928? Alexander Fleming. Which famous German mathematician is known as the Prince of Mathematicians? Carl Friedrich Gauss. The classic story of a whale hunt that starts with the words, "Call me Ishmael," is what novel? Moby Dick. The way light or sound waves spread out after passing through a small opening is called diffraction. The largest non-polar hot desert on Earth is which desert? The Sahara Desert. The ancient people credited with creating one of the earliest known forms of writing, cuneiform, were the Sumerians. What is the correct chemical name for common household table salt? Sodium chloride. Which famous artist is known for the surrealist painting with melting clocks called The Persistence of Memory? Salvador Dali. Which part of the cell is responsible for creating most of the cell's energy? The mitochondrium. Operation Overlord was the code name for what major Allied invasion during World War II? The D-Day invasion. The smallest known components of matter that make up protons and neutrons are called quarks. Which Roman city was buried under ash and lava when Mount Vesuvius erupted? Pompeii. This astronomer explained that planets orbit the Sun in an elliptical shape. Who is he? Johannes Kepler. About 75% of the Sun's mass is made up of which element? Hydrogen. Which Italian poet wrote the famous epic poem, The Divine Comedy? Dante Alighieri. Which continent is home to the largest number of separate countries? Africa. A whole number greater than 1 that only has 2 factors, 1 and itself, is called a prime number. Which computer scientist is credited with inventing the World Wide Web, WWW? Tim Berners-Lee. What musical holds the record for the longest continuous run on Broadway? The Phantom of the Opera. Who first discovered the process of radioactivity by accident when working with uranium salts? Henri Becquerel. Saturn's largest moon, which is the second largest in the solar system, is named
Titan.
What field of science focuses on studying ancient life through fossils? Paleontology. Ceylon is the former name for which island country in South Asia? Sri Lanka. Which famous prehistoric monument in England is known for its alignment with the sun on the longest and shortest days of the year? Stonehenge. The famous equation E equals mc squared is central to the work of which major physicist? Albert Einstein. Which major river flows through the capital city of Iraq, Baghdad? The Tigris River.
How many questions did you get right? Tell us your score in the comments below. If you enjoyed this quiz, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Keep your brain active and check out our next quiz video right now.